The idea that memories last forever is a misconception. As time moves forward, people's perception of past events tend to change, which can lead a person to conclude that memories do not last indefinitely. Hello, my name is Nick Borucki, and today I'd like to explain 3 points, which are how memory is processed in the brain, how memories are altered when information is received by the brain, and how eyewitness testimonies are not always the most accurate source of information in a case due to the fact that memories can be altered. First, let's talk about how memories are altered in the brain. Information comes in thousands of pieces, according to Anthony Bertino. The brain can only absorb so much information, and the rest is disregarded. A person takes what they perceive in these pieces of information and forms a memory. This memory is either held in the short-term memory bank, which is anywhere from seconds to minutes, or it goes to the working memory bank, which is anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes. But the information must be actively used in this window of time. If it is deemed important enough, the person will put it in their long-term memory bank where they can recall upon it in future events. The next point I would like to make is how memory is altered after information has been received. In the article, How Does the Brain Process Information?, it is written how information from past events cannot always be recalled accurately due to the fact that, quote, the process of reconstructing what may have happened based on the details the brain chose to store and was able to recall. Dr. Schiller of Mount Sinai University Medical Hospital wrote that memories are not static. They are always subject to change over periods of time. When you recall an event, details may be embodied or tweaked in the slightest, and then your memory will save that information and you'll perceive it as a real account of what happened. This leads sometimes when people tell a story of an event that happened years ago, they may unknowingly edit some details and embellish the story. In the article, Your Memory is a Telephone Game, Donna Bridge, who is a postdoctoral fellow at Northwestern University Feinberg School of Medicine, believes that a memory is not simply an image produced by time traveling back to the original event. It can be an image that is somewhat distorted because of the prior times you remembered it. Your memory of an event can grow less precise, even to the point of being completely false each time you retrieve it from your memory bank. According to this article written by Marla Paul, Donna also worked on a team who did a study for the Journal of Neuroscience. This study consisted of 12 participants who were asked to memorize objects on a grid. There were 3 periods of memorization over 3 consecutive days. This study used 180 unique object location associations on a computer screen. Over the 3rd day, the participants had an improved accuracy in recalling where the objects were located on the computer screen, which is of no surprise. However, they never exactly recalled the placement of each object. And more importantly, they tended to associate the wrong position as right because their memory was altered. And they believed on the final test day, a wrong answer from the 2nd day was right. Retrieving this memory didn't reinforce the original association that they saw on the 1st day of the correct placement. Instead, their brain altered their memory storage as what they perceived to be fact. In addition, eyewitness testimonies are not always completely accurate due to this subject of memories being altered in the brain. In 1992, Barry C. Scheck and Peter J. Newfield of the Benjamin N. Cardozo School of Law looked at the first 325 DNA exonerations in U.S. history. They found that of the 72 cases, of the 325 cases, 72% of these had false testimonies by an eyewitness. That is 235 of the 325 cases had false eyewitness testimonies. Now, there could be a false eyewitness testimony for many reasons, but one of the main factors is a huge lapse in time from the court case to when it is from the crime date. According to Dr. Arkowitz, even questioning by a lawyer can alter the witness's testimony because fragments of the memory may unknowingly be combined with the information provided by the questioner, leading to an inaccurate recall, which in turn could lead to a false conviction. An example would be if a questioner brought in new details that the eyewitness had not previously thought of, like genders, objects at the scene of the crime, colors. The eyewitness may have never originally thought of these details, but if the questioner brings them up, he may falsely put them into his memory bank and perceive them as real. The main problem, as I said, is a lot of these trials take place years after the crime originally occurred. This means that the eyewitness has to testify in front of a court on a memory of theirs from years past. When they go to recall the event, their memory may not be exactly as it happened in real life at that date. Some facts may be misplaced. They may be hazy on the exact location or time that the crime happened. So I talked about 3 big ideas. The first was how memory was processed in the brain. Then it was how it is altered when new information is retrieved from the brain and received from outside sources. And the third was how all this plays into the fact that eyewitness testimonies are not always accurate. I'd like to conclude by saying that one cannot always trust their memory because some details may not be true at that time. Thank you very much and have a good night.